Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the WWE Raw Post Show for Monday, August 23rd. Tonight on the show, Logan Paul booed out of the building, Miz and Morrison break up, and Charlotte versus Alexa?
All right.
Okay. Hello? 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 Welcome to the show.
Can you hear us out there?
Are you there? How you doing? What's up?
I'm doing all right.
I know, you're fine. We watch Raw together. I'm not going to act like one of those shows who's like, hey, how are you? It's not like we haven't spent the past 3 hours together. No. We watch Raw together.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, shut up. I don't care. I saw you on the weekend. We watched SummerSlam together. I know how your weekend was.
True.
This is my brother. This is the Super Simon Brothers Super Show. Hey, we're going to talk about Raw tonight and everything that happened on Raw tonight. Did you guys like Raw? Did you guys watch Raw? I didn't like Raw too much.
I didn't enjoy Raw too much. There were some laughable moments, though. I had some laughs.
Yeah, I mean, the Logan Paul stuff was pretty hilarious. The Logan Paul thing, I think, was my favorite thing of the whole show because the crowd completely hijacked it. It was the first time, I think, in the modern era, I'm calling it, the post-COVID era, even though we're still in COVID and whatever, but with fans, the modern fan era, where they completely hijacked the segment and WWE could do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we haven't seen that in a while, where...
Yeah. It's true.
It's just...
Where they just had that look in their face in the ring where it's like, oh, we're going to have to improvise here.
Yeah. And I like that. That was my favorite part of the show, where it was like, oh, shit, what do we do now?
We can't get anything past
and,
these
like,
people.
I think Miz got thrown out there early. We'll get to it. We're going to break everything down here tonight. Jason Pete, member of the team, says, I haven't watched a full night of Raw in years. I tried this year, and nope. Yeah, it's hard. We sit through Raw every week. And I was wondering as we're watching this show, you know, a lot of people watch SummerSlam, but how many people are like us, sitting there every day? I was thinking about it because my life is really governed by the WWE. Shout out to Leor for joining the team. Thank you, Leor. God bless.
Welcome
aboard. I was thinking how my life is governed by WWE and how all day yesterday I was thinking it was Monday. I was confused. You know, MVP even talked about SummerSlam and he said Sunday night, because WWE did it on a Saturday. My whole weekend was thrown off. I was very confused. I thought Saturday was Sunday. It was just weird, you know, to have a pay-per-view on a Saturday from WWE. And I was just thinking about how my whole life is governed by WWE and their television show because I'm doing these shows afterwards. And I have for so many years now. You know, it's kind of routine. And I wonder, like, how many people are really out there watching Raw and SmackDown every week? It can't be that many. It can't be that many that are watching each and every show each and every week like I am. It's a lot. It's not that good.
Yeah, you imagine, like, people doing Raw recaps and things are like teams of people doing it in shifts.
Yeah, that's it. Here it's just me. The Ringside Report Network, you know? I'm the man behind this engine. And, you know, independent media. You got to support independent media, just like Angelo Contagonis does. Shout out to Angelo. We are truly independent. That's right. A lot of people claiming to be independent, but they're owned by some sort of parent company. They're getting paid by some guy who owns a company, some guy with money, some money guy, whatever. That's not the case here. This is fully independent. The Ringside Report Network is me and the family, my brother.
That's right.
When you need somebody, you have to turn to your friends. You have to turn to your blood. You have to turn to the click.
We did not prepare for that.
We're always ready for some Triple H X-Pac.
Right.
Hulk Hogan, you suck, pal. You shouldn't be the one talking about who cuts the mustard around here. Classic X-Pac. It's one of my favorite promos of all time.
Oh, my God. Night after WrestleMania 14.
Oh, yeah. Right after 14, because
Sean's gone.
Sean's gone. It's like, how's Triple H going to pick up the pieces of DX? And he brings out X-Pac at the beginning of the show, and it's like, oh shit, here he is he used to be 1-2-3 Kid, then he was 6-Pac in WCW, and now he's back and he's doing a shoot promo on WCW and Hulk Hogan, and he's in DX. It was quite a moment, and then later on in the night, they help out Billy and Road Dogg, and then Billy and Road Dogg officially join DX, and it's a brand new DX.
DX Army.
Fucking great. Nothing like what we saw tonight.
No, nothing like... cohesive.
No. Back then, they really knew how to do shit.
Yeah.
Tonight was a little... Ray Cruz says Raw was horrible. Shout out to Ray Cruz. Shout out to Woody the Woodpecker. Shout out to Lauren Cronish. Faithful team. Bob Cote. I see a lot of regulars in the chat tonight. Shout out to all you guys. Of course, my man Angelo, Super Chat leader of all time. He won the Super Chat last time. As the show was over, him and Brian Firth were battling, and Angelo dropped one. The show had ended, but it still counts. Angelo wins for the night.
The buzzer.
He's a savage. My man Angelo. Who will be the Super Chat leader tonight? Will it be you? Or you? Maybe. Maybe it will be me. Maybe I will Super Chat the show somehow. I don't think I can do that while I'm doing the show, but who knows?
Like if I gave you cash, would that be...
Yeah, just give me money, please, and then you could be the Super Chat leader. How much you got on you? I said, how much you got on you?
Should I disclose?
What you got on my drinks, fool? What's that Debo said? What you got on my drink, Craig? Tremendous. Debo. Rest in peace. Okay, Raw to happen tonight. It started with Roberto Lashley and MVP cutting an in-ring promo. MVP talking about what they did to Goldberg at SummerSlam. MVP put Goldberg over for doing so well against Bobby. And then Damian Priest showed up. He said some things in Spanish, and Bobby was like, what did he say? And then Damian Priest is like, I know you understood that, Roberto, because Bobby is short for Roberto Lashley. I don't think he's Spanish, though.
I don't know. Maybe he speaks poco Espanol.
I don't know.
But
you say Espanol.
Espanol.
They said Espanol. What are you, Peggy Hill?
Escúchame.
Escúchame.
But I can tell you are a reasonable horse.
So Damian Priest shows up. This was a big part of the first hour. The whole first hour was dedicated to Damian Priest, Roberto Lashley, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. So Priest shows up, and he challenges Bobby to a match, and he's like, if you don't accept, you're a coward. So, of course, Bobby gets mad and attacks Damian Priest, and Priest fights back a bit, tosses him out of the ring. And MVP is like, Bobby's going to go backstage, and he's going to get changed out of his suit, and he's going to come back and he's going to wrestle you right after this. So we go to commercial break, and we come back, and Bobby does an entrance again.
Yeah, it's the second entrance of the night.
His second entrance in
the
like
lightning
15,
strikes and everything.
in like 15 minutes. I mean, it...
You gotta stretch it out, pal.
Yeah.
This took out did they take up the whole first hour of Raw?
I saw a question on the, what do you like better, AEW or NXT? I mean, that's easy. AEW.
Yeah. Come on.
That's an easy question to answer. I don't know. They took up like the first 20 minutes of Raw just doing entrances and promos and stuff. And then Damian Priest wrestled Bobby Lashley, new U.S. champion. Damian Priest won it at SummerSlam, taking on the current WWE champion. Sheamus just attacked Damian Priest because he's mad that he lost the U.S. title to him at SummerSlam. And it was a disqualification, so Damian Priest technically beat Bobby Lashley tonight, but, you know.
Yeah.
And then Drew McIntyre saves Damian Priest because...
he doesn't like Bobby Lashley either.
All right. It was really not clear because Drew has been feuding with Jinder, but I think that's over because he beat Jinder, and really, who cares? Yeah. So Drew, right? Like, so Drew comes out and he's like, "I'm gonna be in this feud now because I really don't want to do this Jinder shit anymore."
And I love Sheamus.
Yeah,
Sheamus and I are such good friends.
I hate Sheamus. I mean, yeah. Right? Because later he's like, "There's two people I hate more than anything in this world. That's Bobby Lashley and Sheamus, and I love when bad things happen to them." And because he was talking to Damian Priest later, right? And I was like, but weren't you and Sheamus like really good friends at one point? Like, Sheamus is one of your biggest enemies because you had like a spat over the WWE Championship. Like, I don't know. Drew kind of seemed like a dick when he said that about Sheamus. Drew and Damian Priest then teamed up to face Sheamus and Bobby Lashley after Sheamus caused the DQ. Of course, we're going to have a tag team match, player.
Classic.
Bobby bailed on the match. Teddy Long there in spirit every episode. Exactly. That's right, playa. Holla, holla. Bobby bails on the match for some reason because he's like, whatever, I don't want to team with Sheamus anymore. I'm scared of wrestling. I'm not sure why Bobby bailed. What was his
Just
reason?
a heel thing, and maybe they want to turn Sheamus babyface. So this is like a way to quickly do it.
I don't know.
The crowd responded, in the way they seem to want that time. They were booing Bobby pretty heavy when he abandoned Sheamus. Like, they sympathized with Sheamus.
Yeah. I guess it was to make Sheamus a babyface because now he's going to wrestle Roberto next week. I think Sheamus turning babyface is the move. I was thinking about it today, and I thought, who was next for Bobby Lashley? And the guy that made the most sense, he just lost the U.S. title. It's Sheamus because that matchup makes a lot of sense. Sheamus has been on such a roll. There's nobody else really to challenge Bobby as far as strong singles in a main event type capacity right now. Your two other guys that could be in that role would be AJ Styles or Randy Orton, but they're doing a tag team thing right now. So there's not a lot of top quality main eventers on Raw that you could put up against Bobby anymore. He's kind of gone through all of them. And if you're saving the Goldberg rematch for Saudi Arabia in October, which I think you will be, and there's going to be a rematch because Bobby attacked the guy's son, and the match was really inconclusive, even though Goldberg lost. He lost not by getting pinned, not by submitting. He lost because his leg hurt and he couldn't continue. And then his son attacked Bobby Lashley, and his son got attacked. So the rematch is coming, probably Saudi Arabia. But in the meantime, I think Sheamus makes sense. The only problem is you got to turn him babyface in the process. But Sheamus has been on such a roll, and he's so good. And he's one of the only guys that's credible up against Bobby Lashley because he wrestles such a physically intense style. There's really nobody else for Bobby. There's no baby faces for Bobby because Damian Priest, he makes sense, but he just won the U.S. title, so he can't go and feud with the WWE champion unless you're going to make Damian Priest like an Ultimate Warrior type character where he's like, which it's not happening.
I don't think so.
Right? The promo is not there. He's not over enough. It's not there. And Drew, you could go back to Drew, but shit.
Oh my God. Bobby Drew again.
You can't do that.
That's like Sheamus Del Rio from back in the day.
So Sheamus makes the most sense. He really does. Even though he's a heel.
Yeah.
Even though he's a heel. So Bobby walking out on Sheamus sets up the match that they're going to do next week on Raw. They've already announced it. So Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre wind up winning. Drew hits his kick Claymore thing on Sheamus to get the pin after Bobby had walked out. And that was that. We have set up 3 matches for Raw next week, which was very AEW style of WWE to do tonight. They took like a chunk of the show, like a segment, half segment type deal, to do video packages of like, okay, this is what happened earlier. Like Sheamus and Lashley had some confrontation promo and they had a thing. So next week they're going to wrestle in a match. And Miz and Morrison, they broke up. So next week they're going to wrestle in a match. And Doudrop and Eva Marie have a thing. So next week they're going to wrestle in a match. And they announced 3 matches for Raw next week, which they never do. They never do this. I watch Raw every week. So I'm telling you, format-wise, they never announce anything for the week after. Maybe 1 match. Maybe.
Unless if it's like a big match.
Yes.
Like
if it's huge.
Like a big guest.
Like a title match.
Or a title match.
Yes. WWE Championship next week.
Or
because
like
you
Undertaker's in action for some reason.
Or because you won this, next week you get this. You know? Like, sometimes they'll do 1 match, but to set up 3 matches was very Dynamite style. That's very AEW style, which I like, but it's clear that they took that from AEW because when I take notes for the show, like I could show you my notes here for a second if you want. Here.
Copious
look,
notes.
Notes. What the hell?
That's a little like transition.
I got notes, right, for the show. So I'm taking notes, so I notice when they do different things. I never showed my notes before. That's a sneak peek, baby.
Little backstage secrets.
I shoot. This is a shoot show. We don't bullshit on this show.
Right.
I don't fuck around like all these other shows, pretending to be angry.
There is no fourth wall because we knocked it down.
I'm not like that fucking JD from NY guy. You ever seen that guy? He's crazy. He's got a huge following on YouTube. He's very popular for pro wrestling. I've seen him a couple times. He's so angry. He's just some guy from New York with a thick New York accent, and he's like
Doing
just
like Michael Rappaport style, kinda.
basically just enraged, like sports talk radio guy, YouTube. He's doing very well for himself. Like, I applaud him, like, whatever, it works for him, but he's so angry, and I know that it's manufactured rage. There's nothing manufactured here. If I'm pissed, I'll tell you I'm pissed, but it's fucking pro wrestling, so let's calm down a little bit, you know, like...
Perspective.
Yeah. But some of these people go a little crazy, but we shoot here on this show. We don't bullshit. That's why we are the #1 show on YouTube. We may not have the viewership of some of these other shows, but we are still the #1 goddamn show because nobody knows professional wrestling like me and the Ringside Report Network and Johnny and, you know,
I know some
everybody.
things.
But yeah, you know some things.
I've seen some things. I've been there.
You've been there, baby. How old were you when you were at the Montreal fucking screw job?
I was 7.
7 years old this kid was at the screw job. 7.
My second event. I remember it.
And what was the main event of your first show that you ever saw?
Oh, it was the Jacques Rougeau going over Hulk Hogan.
That's right. His first
I
wrestling
couldn't
show
believe it. I was pissed off. I
was
was like totally into the NWO, and like Hogan never lost.
your first show ever. You saw something, one of the rarest things to ever happen
Like
in
12
wrestling.
times has happened.
You
15
saw
times.
Hogan lose clean in the middle of the ring. Your second show ever, you see Bret Hart get screwed.
Yeah,
You've
that's-
seen some shit.
Yeah, some
You also saw Jerry Lawler die next to me.
Yeah.
I've also taken you to some shows because I've got a lot of free tickets over the years.
Yeah.
You've benefited from
And
being
we
my
got
brother.
lucky getting like those the day it goes on sale.
Yeah, we always
We've
get the
been lucky.
tickets. We're always there.
Oh yeah,
We've seen
it all.
everything. We've seen it all. We've done it all. We've been there, baby.
All those Hogan ovations you see on YouTube, we're there. We're in the rafters, but we're there.
Who do you think is flipping off the Miz on the Money in the Bank that got edited off the fucking DVD? Us!
That's right. I had a drink in my hand.
Gave the double birds to the Miz. Fucking Miz.
Good times.
#1 show. #1 show in the world. I saw Jason Pete saying, can we talk quickly about Overeem going off on wrestling? I tweeted about it. Overeem was saying he doesn't like wrestling. It's phony. It's bad acting. It's bullshit. He thinks it's stupid. And I think that's fine. Yeah. If I'm Alistair Overeem and the baddest, I'm watching this show, right? And Brock Lesnar comes out and everybody runs and hides. Everybody's like, oh no, Brock Lesnar. Oh shit, he's going to kill everybody. And I'm Alistair Overeem watching this. I'm like, pardon me? Why is everybody scared of this fucking guy? I beat the shit out of this guy.
Dismantled him.
Overeem has the right to say whatever he wants about pro wrestling as long as pro wrestling continues to put Brock Lesnar on the fucking mantle as the world's toughest man. As far as pro wrestling is concerned, Brock Lesnar is the undisputed, undefeated UFC heavyweight champion. He's the Khabib of fucking MMA. And, like, they treat him like he's a god. They had him go over Cain Velasquez in 90 seconds.
By submission.
They made Kane come in, have one match on TV against Brock just to do the job to Brock, which in a million years would never happen. No matter how beat up Cain Velasquez is, he would beat the living shit out of Brock Lesnar in a real fight 100 times out of 100. But in WWE world, they have Brock Lesnar beat him with a fucking Kimura in 90 seconds in a fucking fake wrestling match, okay? And that's why Alistair Overeem thinks it's bullshit, because Overeem knows the truth. He's been in there with Brock. He decimated that man. Overeem can say whatever he wants about pro wrestling. I take no offense. Overeem doesn't have to like pro wrestling. I don't give a shit. It's one man's opinion. You know how many guys in MMA don't like pro wrestling? You know how many guys in amateur wrestling think pro wrestling is a fucking disgrace? I've been around amateur wrestling and fucking martial arts and MMA, you know, for most of my life. I get it. I've heard the opinions of all sorts of people that are legit fighters that think pro wrestling is an absolute joke. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't hurt my love of pro wrestling, and I completely understand their perspective. Is wrestling stupid? Of course it is. Is the acting good? No. Like, of course. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong, but it's still fun. He just doesn't find it fun. He likes partying, with like Swedish models in clubs and, you know, doing
Techno
his
music.
Overeem thing. Like, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You see Overeem's life. He likes knocking people out and partying with models. He's not going to watch pro wrestling. He's not a nerd like I am. And I respect him for it. He's cool. I'm not. I get it.
Different strokes.
Yeah, he's better than me. It's Overeem. He's a fucking beast. God bless him. What are you going to do? He's not wrong. He's fucking beating the shit out of Brock Lesnar. Why is Brock Lesnar scary?
It's okay to like a thing.
Yeah.
It's okay to dislike a thing.
I don't care if Alistair Overeem doesn't... I don't care about that. I also don't care about anything that happens on the radio, by the way. I don't give a shit about that either. That's a fucking joke. I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean... You know why they had the Green Phantom on? Is because they fucking banned me. Because they're scared of me. Because they're... well, all right. Oh, they're pussies, but what are you going to do? Karrion Kross beats Rick O'Shea tonight in a squash. There goes Rick O'Shea. Karrion Kross came out in a fucking mask and a half. You know? What the hell was that?
Yeah, you look like Shredder from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I want to get an image of that. I'm sure we could find it.
Yeah, it's out there.
Oh, he's trending right now, Karrion Kross.
By how ridiculous he looks. Oh yeah, it's his fucking thing.
Who's that?
That's Sean Connery in Zardoz. Like a really bad old sci-fi movie.
All right, let's show that. So Karrion Kross basically looked like this, I guess?
Yeah, that's Sean Connery, the late Sean Connery.
This is how he came out tonight, though. This is the mask that he wore, and he had like a suit on, too. He looked weird. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? I lost Karrion Kross.
Oh, where's Sir Sean?
I don't know. I got Colton Cabana instead.
But yeah, that was Sean Connery in an old sci-fi movie called Zardoz, about like this giant face called Zardoz that like vomits guns. It's not good.
That sounds fantastic. Some sort of monster that vomits guns?
Yeah, and Sean Connery running around like a Speedo.
I want to get an image of Karrion Kross's whole outfit, because he had like a whole body thing.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a bit of like a S&M kind of gimmick.
I don't know.
But
he
like,
looked like half Demolition, half I don't know. It was fucking
Demolition
weird.
kind of had that gimmick too. You know, they didn't say it in the 80s, but the way the leather and stuff, I don't know, it's kind of... And I was saying, like, the Basham brothers, you know, former members of JBL's cabinet, you know, the Secretaries of Defense.
Yeah.
But their original gimmick was they were, like, in a dominatrix gimmick, you know, with Shaniqua, former Tough Enough winner. For a little ruthless aggression period history there for you guys.
I don't like this new Karrion Kross gimmick. It looks weird.
And he sucks. Where's his valet from NXT? The lady. Scarlett?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently she's not cleared for action. She's not cleared to be on WWE right now.
Okay.
I don't know. But I don't know. He lost the NXT title to Samoa Joe last night at TakeOver. They come out with this new gimmick. I mean, at least he squashed Ricochet. He looks strong, but I don't know.
He has a ceiling.
It doesn't look good. Things don't look good for Karrion Kross.
He'll feud with like
I don't buy
Randy
it.
Orton or something like one day, and just like he won't come back from that.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of those guys, he won't win.
Doudrop talks about Eva Marie. Eva Marie attacked her, and they're gonna wrestle next week. Doudrop versus Eva Marie. The breakup is on. What a match next week! Can't wait for that.
That's a really bad name.
Who cares?
Poor
Doudrop.
She
even talked about it in the promo. She's like, I'm not with Eva anymore, and she called me Doudrop. She gave me the name, but I am Doudrop now, and I'll take the name.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Okay.
Enjoy that.
You have dignity.
Logan Paul. This is the best part of Raw by far.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Not because of what WWE did. Quite the opposite. Because well, I guess it is because of WWE did and how fucking out of touch they are. So Logan Paul is the guest on Moist TV, which is not the band led by David Usher, which we were also talking about tonight.
Oh yeah.
Did a deep dive on Moist. Turns out
Don't really remember those songs.
No, I don't remember those songs either, but one member of our household does remember those songs, was really into
Word
them.
for word.
She was loving those Moist songs. She went on a YouTube dive into Moist after we started talking about it. Yeah, Moist was a Canadian rock band in the, I guess, late 90s.
Big on Much Music.
Yeah, Moist TV was not that. No David Usher there. It was Logan Paul, the guest on John Morrison's talk show segment on Raw. Logan Paul comes out, the crowd boos the shit out of him. Boo! Just booing him. Such heat, so loud.
Heat.
The loudest the crowd was all night. The crowd was hot tonight, but they were not louder than they were during this segment, booing Logan Paul. They're trying to talk, and they are just booing over him. Just boo, 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 boo. Miz comes out. He's, I think, supposed to be the heel, but it doesn't turn out that way. He says that he's Logan Paul's favorite superstar. And Logan Paul goes, well, actually, I'm more of a New Day guy. And the fans just boom. They're like, boo, fuck you.
You can't pander to us.
We don't like you anyway. You can like New Day. Who cares? Fuck you, Logan Paul. They're just booing him, right? I'm more of a New Day guy. Boo! It's like, what? They weren't booing the New Day. They're booing Logan Paul for being pandering, right? So then Logan talks about fighting Mayweather, how he did that, and how his brother's going to be boxing Tyron Woodley on Sunday, which I think we'll probably do a watch-along for on Sunday here on the channel. Woodley versus Jake Paul. I hope Woodley whoops his ass, but I really don't think he will. I think Jake Paul's going to wind up winning, unfortunately, which, you know.
And the circus continues.
Yeah. So the crowd is just booing Logan Paul. Logan Paul starts talking about how, you know, he fought Mayweather, and they're booing that, and he's like, you're booing that? I can't believe that. And when The Miz came out, it felt like The Miz came out early. Because, like, Logan and Morrison seemed like they were going further. Miz comes out because the segment was just going nowhere. It wasn't working because the crowd was just taking over. So Miz came out to try and fix it. Mm-hmm. But it didn't work. Because
he tried.
Miz, after Logan talks about his brother beating Woodley, whatever, on Sunday, the crowd is just booing the shit out of him. And Miz is like, oh, Logan, you're great, and we love you and everything, but what round is your brother going to get knocked out in on Sunday, right? And this is supposed to get, like, a boo for Miz, like, because Miz is supposed to be the heel and Logan's supposed to be the face. But that's not what happens. The crowd cheers Miz. They're cheering the Miz. And Morrison says that we would all like to see Logan get beat up by Miz tonight. And the crowd's like, boo, no, we don't want to see that. Or no,
Miz.
We do want to see Miz get beat up by Logan. And Miz is like, what the hell are you talking about? Miz and Morrison argue. And then Logan decides he's just going to leave, and they just boo the shit out of Logan Paul. This was the WWE positioning Logan Paul as a babyface in the character, a babyface in this segment to try and get Miz over as a heel. Miz came out to be antagonistic to Logan Paul, and the WWE thought it would get Miz heat, but it did the opposite. It made Miz the babyface, and John Morrison was supposed to be on Logan Paul's side, but because of that, he turned into the heel in this segment. It just shows you.
Anyone could see this coming.
Anyone could see this coming. And I tweeted this out earlier tonight. At Dave Simon MMA, by the way, on Twitter. Follow me there for all my thoughts on things. I'm going to be going on vacation in a couple weeks here, people. So if you want to know my thoughts, they won't be on YouTube. They'll be on Twitter for like a week or so. So get ready for Dave's big vacation. If you want to know what's up, follow me on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA. Just warning, the Ringside Report Network, we're going to shut the lights soon.
Little hiatus.
Little break, little vacation. Dave's going away. Makes it sound like I'm going to prison, which...
Or a farm up north.
Listen, I may or may not be taking a vacation soon, so prepare for that.
Have a nice trip.
So you may or may not be taking a vacation. Remember, Tony Soprano, when he's telling Melfi?
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably gonna be going away for a while, or maybe not.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I don't know you.
He says a vacation, but it's indictments. Anyways, so WWE is so out of touch that they don't realize, because Logan Paul is popular, right? he's got a big social media following. So WWE thinks, oh, he's popular. Must be a babyface. So they put him out there as a babyface, not knowing that he's such a heel that he turned Floyd Mayweather babyface. Floyd Mayweather is one of the biggest fucking heels in the fight game. WWE also thought he was a babyface when they booked him against Big Show. Like, they fucking have no idea. They have no idea.
Backfired on them.
Yeah, backfired on them. They were booing Mayweather, too. Because everybody boos Mayweather. Because everybody hates Floyd Mayweather. And in that Logan Paul Mayweather fight, if WWE cared to pay attention to what the fuck was going on, they would know that everybody was rooting for Floyd to beat the shit out of Logan Paul. Or most people were.
I wish to join you.
Thank you, Antoinette. Somebody dropped a super chat too, I think. Harold dropping a super chat. Thank you, Harold. You are the super chat leader of the night. So, WWE's so out of touch that they don't know that Logan Paul turned Floyd Mayweather into a babyface. They don't know that Logan Paul is a monster heel. They don't get it. I thought they got it at WrestleMania when they had Kevin Owens stun him.
Yeah.
That worked. But tonight, they forgot. I mean, they did know, right? That's it. They did figure it out at WrestleMania when they had Logan stun. Like, Logan was with Sammy, but he wasn't with Sammy, and he was kind of turning on Sammy, and the fans didn't really like that. Well, there was no fans because it was a Thunderdome, right? But at WrestleMania, the fans were kind of booing Logan Paul, right? And then Kevin Owens winds up stunning Logan Paul at the end of the night after Logan's kind of laughing at Sammy, and the fans like that. Yeah. So you thought at WrestleMania when they used this guy that they figured out he's a heel. Nope. Because tonight he was a babyface, and it fucking backfired. Booed out of the building. Nobody had more heat tonight than Logan Paul. Classic WWE just being so tone deaf to the world. It's insane.
Yeah. They know this guy's famous. They don't know what he's famous for. And if they did, like, just a bare amount of research, they'd be like, oh, this guy's a heel.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why these guys are popular on YouTube is just they go around, like, playing pranks and, like, antagonizing people.
People want to see these guys get hurt.
Yeah. They want someone, like, in, like, you know, in the public to just, like, go up and punch these guys. That's why they're boxing now.
People want to see Tyron Woodley beat the living shit out of Jake Paul on Sunday.
It's just an extension of their YouTube career.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think Woodley is, like, fucking way past his prime. Was never a boxer. Usually he's got power, but, you know, he mixed it with takedowns, primarily a wrestler. I know people are saying, well, oh, Askren was a wrestler and Woodley is more of a striker. I mean, kind of. He's got knockouts. He's got heavier hands than Askren. He's definitely a better striker than Askren. But Askren was, like, one of the worst strikers in UFC at the time, you know, and you know, really had very little boxing ability ever. Woodley is okay, but if you've seen Woodley fight in the UFC in his past few fights, like, he's not the same Woodley that knocked out Nate Marquardt in Strikeforce, you know, he's a different guy. The Luque fight there was fucking sad. Like, Woodley is not in his prime anymore, and I worry about what's going to happen to him on Sunday. Because I don't want to see Jake Paul fucking beat him, because I hate Jake Paul. Everybody does. He's fucking annoying. Nobody likes these Paul brothers, but WWE thinks they're baby faces.
Only with, like, you know, 9-year-olds or whatever. The baby faces. Those are who they market themselves to, like kids, preteens. Yeah.
And that's not who your audience is. Your audience is old men, 30 plus.
Yeah. Like to watch Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. Creepy old guys that like to look at Alexa Bliss. That's your audience, brother. We will talk about Alexa in a minute, but I don't know. It's so crazy how they fucking have no idea. And then Xavier Woods showed up at the end, did his entrance, and Logan Paul was like still on the stage for some reason at that point.
I think that was like kind of what was supposed to happen because he said, I'm a New Day fan. I think there was supposed to be some kind of thing where like he celebrates with the New Day.
Yeah.
But Xavier Woods just gave him like a very quick handshake and just like walked right past it because he's like, I don't want to get your stink.
I don't want that heat on me.
Yeah.
I'm a babyface for real. Get the fuck away from me, Logan
cultivated this
Paul.
for too long.
Yeah. Poor Woods. Where's Kofi?
Might be hurt. Or maybe time off. I think he celebrated like his 40th birthday recently, so maybe he got like some time off for that. I mean, he was at was it Raw last week when Woods had the butter chicken shirt?
Yeah, he was there. But like, what did he do?
Yeah,
he was in the
he was just
background
there.
during a segment.
Yeah. So maybe he's hurt.
Two of the best guys they have doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. Woods beat The Miz, though, tonight with a roll-up. It was Xavier Woods versus Miz. Woods winning. Miz had Woods pinned, but Morrison was distracting the ref at the wrong time. Tried to use one of these. Tried to pull out the old dripstick, baby. I got one, too. These things are actually fantastic.
They're effective.
I highly recommend them. Yeah, I got you pretty soaked with one of these. I think it was this one. Yeah. I brought this out because Miz and Morrison were a big part of the show tonight. And the only good thing that has come out of this whole Miz and Morrison moist thing, drip thing, is that I bought myself one of these drip sticks, and they are a fantastic toy. Great pool toy, great lake toy, sprays really far, fantastic toy. It's like $7 at Walmart.
Easy to fill.
Easy to use. Little kids, my 4-year-old son can use it.
And he loves it.
He loves it. Loves when I spray you with it. Drip sticks are a fantastic toy. And that's the only good thing that Miz and Morrison have done for me this summer. Introduced me to drip sticks. And we do call it a drip stick, and it does sound obscene. Would you like to touch my drip stick? So after Miz lost to Woods, he attacked John Morrison. They went to do a drip stick party, spray everybody with the water, and then Miz used that as a distraction to attack his friend, or now former friend, John Morrison. You thought maybe, Morrison would pull the old Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle gets RKO'd from Randy, and next week he's like, hey, Randy, it's totally cool, bro. Or, bro, right? Bro.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, no, that's too stereotypical. That's not what he says. No, that is what he says. It's fine, Randy. You can RKO me all the time, bro. We're still friends, Randy. You thought Morrison could be like, oh, Miz, it's cool, man. Sometimes you attack me, bro.
Yeah,
that's what tag teams do, bro. Sometimes you just attack each other, and then you're all friends, because... there's a leader in the tag team, then there's a doormat, bro. I'm the doormat.
Doudrop could have done that. She could be like, all right, Eva, bro.
Yeah.
When it happens to you, just adopt a Riddle voice.
Dana Brooke did it for a while with Charlotte Flair. You remember when she was like Charlotte's assistant, Charlotte would just beat her down?
Around, yeah.
And then Dana just kept like being Charlotte's assistant and never went anywhere? That kind of what happened with Riddle and Randy, although Randy seemed to have softened his approach to Riddle a little bit, but... yeah, for now. Until he fucking RKOs him again. And Riddle's like, oh, it's cool, bro. You can do whatever you want, man. It's tubular. I'm waiting for him to pull that shit out. Gnarly. Just all the...
gag me with the spoon, bro.
No, I was saying all the lost levels in Super Mario.
Oh, yeah. In the Star World?
Yeah. Shout out to the Super NES 30 years launched today. Greatest console ever, I would say.
64?
Switch has been good to me.
64.
I don't know. Yeah, 64 was... yeah, probably 64 was better.
So four players.
Still waiting for Nintendo to release that mini 64.
I think so. Apparently like 64, it's like tough to like remaster.
Pal.
There's like the cartridges, like different cartridges have like very specific things and like a lot of licensing issues too.
It's
with,
annoying.
Like, a lot of the best games, like they couldn't get the James Bond license again for GoldenEye.
Yeah. But it's annoying that, like, the Virtual Console on Switch, they've got NES games, they got Super NES games, but there's no 64 games.
Not Mario 64?
Well, you can get that, yeah.
As part of the package of the
All-Stars. You can, like, buy it, but it's not, like, part of the Virtual Console. Like, you get a bunch of free games part of Virtual Console when you pay for the online. It's, like, $20 a year.
That's right.
I just re-up my membership.
I know. There'd be plenty of 64 games that'd be great. A lot of them are licensed, though. And then it always gets tricky.
It's annoying.
You know, the great wrestling games.
Anyways, this is turning into a video game show. What are we? Xavier Woods?
Oh, to be Xavier Woods. In some instances.
Are you talking about when he had a threesome with Paige and Brad Maddox? Is that what you're talking about?
Of course not.
Oh, okay. Because that seems pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, respect, I guess. I don't. Anyways, yeah, the Mini 64. See, Jason knows the Mini 64 will be awesome. They released the Mini NES, the Mini SNES. I have them both. I want a Mini 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, WCW versus NWO World Tour. Give me that
Or
shit.
Revenge.
Revenge!
Goldberg was fucking God mode in that game.
Fucking No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Classic games.
Yeah.
Classic wrestling games. But the licensing, they'll never be able to release them
Yeah.
on like a mini version, which sucks, right? Okay, what else happened on Raw? Mansoor beat Jinder Mahal by disqualification when Jinder wouldn't stop attacking him in the corner. Jinder attacked him a bit more after the match, and then Mustafa Ali was in Mansoor's corner. Didn't save him, just kind of berated him for winning by disqualification. That's how you want to win? By DQ? That was it.
So many breakups on this show.
No, they didn't break up.
Well, but they're just, tension.
No, that's their whole gimmick. It's like Mansoor wants to be Mustafa's friend, and Mustafa's kind of like disappointed in him because he sucks.
Yeah, but
They both kind of suck. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Mustafa's a good wrestler, but like, it's not going anywhere, man. It's not going anywhere with this whole thing. And Mansoor just doesn't work as a babyface. I was telling you about this earlier. Like, he's the poster boy for WWE's excursions to Saudi Arabia, right? He's the guy that they put over Dolph Ziggler when you'd never heard of him because he was the wrestler from Saudi Arabia that they signed, and he's the Saudi Arabia guy. So to make him a babyface is hard to do because everybody hates that WWE does business with Saudi Arabia. That whole deal is a heel deal. So when you have the face of that deal, right? When you have the face of the deal and you try to make him a babyface, people are like, it's hard to cheer this guy. He might be a lovely guy and a good wrestler and all of that, but he is the face of Saudi Arabia for the WWE, and right now, that's one of the things that gets the company the most heat from the general public and from their fans. The fact that they take that blood money from Saudi Arabia gets some of the most heat. The fact that some of their guys were fucking held hostage in Saudi Arabia and they tried to sweep it under the rug and say they weren't when they totally fucking were. It gets them some of the most heat. So when they throw Mansoor on Raw and they say, he's a babyface, he's the underdog, don't you love him? We're like, no, we can't. He's the Saudi guy. And, you know how we feel about all that. It's not good. And WWE's so fucking tone deaf, again, that they don't see that. Why isn't Mansoor getting over, pal? He's the underdog.
He's like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. It doesn't fucking work. You know what does work? The fucking Queen Charlotte Flair. She works. She's the goddamn best. She came out tonight looking like a world's champion, as she always does, because she's the fucking best. Woo. Top star on Monday Night Raw. The fucking Queen Charlotte Flair. Long may she reign. 12-time world's champion. Looking as only she can look. She comes out, starts talking about her 12 championships. She doesn't even count the NXT titles. 2-time NXT champion. She's a 14-time champion in the WWE. 14-time walking that aisle. Smacking the girls and making them cry.
Wearing a $25,000 Rolex on her wrist.
It looked like she was wearing one of those $25,000 Rolexes.
I don't need it.
You think I need this? Andrade gave me this. Beautiful job from Charlotte Flair tonight. She's got what her dad had. Mm-hmm. Every time she steps through that curtain, she looks like a god. Past a champion. A fucking wrestling god. Not JBL. A real fucking wrestling god.
Just a league above everyone else.
When the Nature Boy stepped out in his fucking gear and his look and his tan and his hair and his teeth and the whole fucking look. The walk, the way he carried himself. Charlotte has that. She's got her fucking chin up, head held high. She knows who she is. She's tall, towering over fucking everybody with the heels even taller. In those one-piece fucking outfits she's always wearing, those fucking cool gimmick one-piece suits. Flexing, looking jacked as all fuck.
Custom made, you know, just like
custom made.
Just like Rick.
See how jacked she was when she flexed?
Yeah.
Talking about her chiseled physique. Looked like $1 million. And she looks like $1 million every time she steps through the curtain. Fantastic promo, fantastic presentation from Charlotte Flair tonight. You wonder why she's the champion? You shouldn't. Look at her and look at everybody else. Everybody else. No one can touch her. God damn, I love Charlotte Flair. I think she's my favorite wrestler in WWE right now. In all of WWE.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody I love more than Charlotte Flair.
There?
I don't know. Edge is pretty cool, I guess, when he's like, you know, part-time.
It's a nostalgia act a bit.
Yeah. No, Charlotte's in her prime, really doing it. Really doing it. She fucking showed at SummerSlam, too. My spot. You're not taking my spot. Rhea Ripley, Nikki A.S.H.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking this spot.
Tonight, like, she had, like, a really good, like, line for Nikki. She's, like some pathetic little, like, throwaway or something, like, who was here for a month, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Grubby little hands off my title.
Yeah. And, you know, that felt real.
And you know what? She was in that feud. Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross. Done.
Doing their own thing.
Back of the line. The queen is on top. Everybody else can step to the back of the fucking line. There's only one. And they didn't book her at WrestleMania. She could go to AAA, watch her fucking fiance wrestle Kenny Omega, her dad slap Kenny Omega around. She could go to Mexico, she could come back, and they'll still give her the belt because she's that fucking good. Anybody else is that involved in something else like that, they're not pushing them. They're not taking care of them. It's Charlotte Flair. You don't fuck with Charlotte Flair.
She even requested time off to go to Triple Mania. She was probably supposed to wrestle that night, like a house show or something.
You show respect to the queen. And then Alexa Bliss comes out. Which, sure, Alexa Bliss, the thing with Doudrop and Eva Marie had to end at some point. It's fucking over, thank God. Right? She had to do something else. Charlotte is the next best option. But she's just an opponent. She's just. I
hope so.
She's not the next champion. She's just next.
You never know. I mean, Charlotte has had the belt so many times. She could, you know, there could be some kind of weird magic crap, you know, in an October pay-per-view. You know, like Charlotte retains it for September, and then October, you know, some kind of Halloween bullshit.
Sure.
I could see that.
We could see possibly Alexa take the belt and then Charlotte take it back. But Alexa's not taking the top spot. Nobody's taking that top spot. The #1 star on Monday Night Raw is Charlotte Flair. It's not Bobby Lashley. It's not Randy Orton. It's not AJ Styles. It's Charlotte Flair. She's the #1. It's not Alexa Bliss. They push her hard, but not like Charlotte. She's not the one. She's not the one. I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, when we're 10, 15 years down the road, people are going to look back at Charlotte Flair and say, holy shit, she was the greatest of all time. Of all time. And everybody else was just there. I mean, her crew, they are the greatest ones that have ever done it. Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Sasha. There's them, and then there's everybody else. People are mad about Bianca. She lost to Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair doesn't fucking exist on the main roster if not for Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks and Bayley. There's no women's evolution if not for those four doing the thing and making it happen. They pushed it forward. Paige did it. AJ. But those four, when they came through, changed the game. Changed the business forever. Forever.
Yeah.
So don't be mad. Bianca is lucky to be breathing the same air. And she's going to get to wrestle in the mix of those people. Bianca's going to wrestle with Sasha and Becky, and she'll probably beat them all. And she'll be a huge star, too. And that's all well and good. But there's only one greatest of all time, and it's Charlotte fucking Flair. More now than ever. More now than ever. She is on top of her game. Alexa Bliss comes out. She says her and Lily just wanted to say hi. So Alexa's next. Okay. She's like half Charlotte's size. Good luck. I mean, you know,
If that.
yeah. She's tiny. She's tiny. So that's that. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair is up next, probably at Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is going to be on the 25th, I believe.
Probably be some kind of playhouse match
26th?
or whatever. Whatever Alexa's lair is called.
I'll give you the exact date on Extreme Rules. It'll be in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, I think you got the
September
date right.
26th.
That's what you said.
Oh, shit. Isn't Alexa from Columbus?
I think so.
She is.
I do believe she is.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be a homecoming. Although people don't usually win in their hometowns.
No, you usually lose in your hometown because WWE does that to people. But you know what? That's good, though, because they're going to make Alexa the babyface there, and she'll be a strong babyface in that market for the pay-per-view because it'll be in her hometown. She'll get cheered pretty good. Alexa for sure is the babyface in this. Charlotte is the heel.
Although, I wonder if every time now Alexa comes out, though, everyone's just going to be chanting for Bray Wyatt because it's like such a similar gimmick. You know, does that like ruin her gimmick?
No, I don't think so. I mean, not in Columbus. I think in her hometown she'll be all right. The We Want Wyatt chants might start happening in WWE, but eventually you're going to get Bray Wyatt in AEW, so that can stop, right?
Yeah. Apparently signs were confiscated at SummerSlam.
Bray Wyatt signs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Meltzer that reported. Was it Meltzer? Somebody reported that apparently AEW is trying to get Bray Wyatt, and it's almost a done deal.
I don't like that.
I would honestly bring him and his brother in as a tag team. The Rotundas. Real old school WCW style, you know? The Rotundas. Wyndham and whatever. What's their names? What's Bo's name?
Dallas?
Dallas Rotunda? Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Wyndham and Dallas Rotunda. That's fucking wrestling names right there, brother.
Just have them be kind of like good old boys?
Have them wrestle FTR or something, you know?
Have them be conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, have them be themselves.
You know, don't make him, you know, a spacey swamp guy.
Yeah.
Have him be QAnon.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt, flat earther.
Yeah.
I'm not a flat earther. I'm just saying.
There's some things.
There's some things there. AJ Styles is a flat earther. Maybe you can't handle it.
Yeah. Oh, I can handle it.
Oh, AJ Styles. Good God almighty.
I find it amazing a guy who flies around the world for a job thinks the world is flat.
What are you going to do?
I don't what are time zones?
Rhea Ripley and Nikki A.S.H. are now... so right after Charlotte's excellent promo, we see what Rhea Ripley and Nikki A.S.H. are doing. They're in a tag team, and they beat the former tag team champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Rhea getting the pinfall on Shayna after the Riptide. And Nikki kind of jumped on Rhea after the match, like celebrating. Rhea playing the Randy Orton role. Nikki playing the Matt Riddle role.
Pretty much note for note.
Yeah.
It was like...
They're rocking socking them.
Like Rhea and Randy had like the same facial expressions tonight. That kind of like irate, like... You know, like little rolling of their eyes when the other one's like, hey, and like going for the hug. They did the exact same fucking shot.
Yeah, it's not good. It's the same shit.
Yeah. You know? It's like if they kept Doudrop and Eva Marie together, it'd be the exact same thing.
I don't understand. Rhea and Nikki, what? They're going to face Natty and Tamina. Also, by the way, how come every other women's tag team champion in like the history of the company has been on Raw and SmackDown pretty consistently when they're the tag team champions? Natty and Tamina win, they're only on SmackDown. When's the last time you saw those two on Raw?
I don't know.
I don't know if we've seen them on Raw since they won the tag team titles. Like, they're on SmackDown, and they're only on SmackDown. When Shayna and Nia were the tag team champions, they were booked on Raw and SmackDown consistently. Same with every other women's tag team champion team that the WWE has ever had. For some reason, Natty and Tamina are only on SmackDown. Why? I think they're going to have to come to Raw now to face Rhea and Nikki.
And drop the belts.
And probably drop the belts. And you can bet your ass that Rhea and Nikki will then start showing up on SmackDown too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, them they're going to put on both shows. But not Natty and Tamina. Because they don't show fucking respect to the legends in the company, which is a typical thing that WWE does. They don't show respect to their legends. Except Goldberg.
They just go, "You're still here?
Yeah, what are you still doing here?
You're going to fart, pal.
We're going to retire you." So, that happened. Riddle and Randy in the ring for a celebration. Thought it was going to be a longer promo. It wasn't so long. It wasn't so bad because they kept it pretty short. They had a bunch of pyro. Randy was like really unimpressed with pyro. You'll never see a man so unimpressed with fireworks in your life than Randy Orton tonight on Raw. He looked at the pyro like somebody was taking a shit, like, ugh, gross. Like, why was he so disgusted with the pyro? He couldn't be like, that's kind of cool. I guess if you're a wrestler, you see a shit ton of pyro and you're like, whatever. But he was really, like, he seemed annoyed that there was pyro. Like, why is Riddle doing pyro? I hate pyro. Like, I don't know. It was weird. There are some people that don't like fireworks. I don't know why, though. How could you not like fireworks?
I guess they don't like the feeling of in their ears. You know when it's like really loud, you could kind of like really hear it in your ears.
I like that.
Some people don't, I guess.
What's their problem?
I don't know. Well, more fireworks for me.
Yeah.
I used to see fireworks every night.
Step aside.
I never got tired of it.
Let me see those fireworks. Fireworks every night.
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
When you worked at Disney.
World-class fireworks.
Those are like top of the line.
Yeah.
And they do that shit every night.
Yeah, it's
and you got to watch that shit every night?
Pretty much, yeah.
For like a year. That's insane. That's quite a show every night.
Yeah.
The Disney fireworks. Have you never seen the end of night Disney World fireworks? Where is that? At Epcot?
This one was at Epcot, yeah. Illuminations.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I've seen it a couple times. It is incredible.
You will be stunned.
But I think Randy would hate it.
Yeah,
Randy Orton
sure
be
Randy's
like,
seen it. He's just like,
fuck this. I hate this. Illuminations
let's
bullshit.
Go.
Let's get out of Disney. I'm so sick of this shit. I mean, I get it. Randy walking around Disney is probably pretty annoying.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people bother him.
Yeah. He's gigantic. He doesn't really...
I'm sure he probably springs for those like tour guides.
They should.
Like who bring you into like the exit of rides and stuff so you can like not have to talk to people.
I don't know. If he lives in Florida, he's probably going there pretty often. I don't know if he's spending the money every time. But he is a multimillionaire, you would think. But I have heard Randy Orton is like Ric Flair. Like, he'll, as soon as he makes it, he'll spend it, you know?
Oh, yeah? So
I've heard that about Randy.
So we'll be seeing Randy while he's like
Randy
a very
will be
old
wrestling
man.
forever, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
He's got debts.
Yes. Randy, for sure, will be wrestling forever. As long as he can, he will be there for the money. 100%. I mean, I don't know if it's still that way. I heard this about Randy years ago. I don't know if it's still the case, but
nothing
somebody
leads you
told
to
me
believe otherwise.
It was a long time ago because I remember it was like when iPods were still a thing, and Randy had like an iPod in every room of his house, like a different.
Was that from the DVD?
No, this is a friend of mine. A friend of a friend who knew Randy.
Okay, yeah.
Knew Randy.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Like a wrestler, a friend who's friends with a guy from WWE and knew Randy, and he had apparently an iPod in every room in his house. And he had a big house. And it's kind of like, you have like $4,000 worth of iPads here, Randy. Why? Or iPods, you know? Why? Want one in every room.
Ooh.
Music.
He's not the sharpest bulb in the shed.
Well, that's it. I don't know if he made wise choices with his money. Hopefully now he has. I know his wife seems to be like take charge type of lady, so maybe she's handling the finances and everything's good. Randy has grown up a lot in the past 10 years, so hopefully he's saved some money at this point.
Let's hope so. Buy land, Randy, because God ain't making any more of it.
So Riddle and Randy do a in-ring thing. Riddle has a custom scooter for Randy. Randy doesn't like it.
He didn't.
Randy doesn't like anything. I don't know why he's with Riddle at all. I don't know why he puts up with him, because every moment that he's in Riddle's presence, he seems just so upset.
Yeah.
He seems to hate Riddle so much. Like, he seems to hate Riddle more than anybody else in WWE. Every time he's around this guy, he seems so annoyed, yet he maintains the relationship as his tag team partner. AJ Styles and Omos come out, do a little promo thing, and then we have a match. It's Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles in the main event. Match of the night.
Oh, easily.
Easily. Nothing else really stuck out. I think what was decent? The women's match the tag team match was all right. Rhea, Nikki versus Nia and Shayna was decent, but Riddle and AJ was much better. Everything else was pretty shitty on Raw. You know, like match-wise, like nothing was really that good.
All the Bobby Lashley.
The Bobby Lashley, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus stuff. Like, there was not much going on there. Not much
way
wrestling.
Too long.
Karrion Kross, Ricochet, not much of a match. Woods and Miz, it was mostly Miz and Morrison miscommunication stuff. Mansoor and Jinder. Like, the match ended when Jinder just stomped him in the corner and the referee counted to 5 and Jinder wouldn't stop stomping him, and that was the match. So really not a lot of competition for match of the night. Rhea Ripley and Nikki versus Nia and Shayna, it's in the conversation, but Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles has got to be the match of the night. Riddle beats AJ after the Bro Derek and a pinfall and a distraction from Randy Orton, who was smashing Omos with the scooter. Omos not selling that for shit.
Mm-mm.
So at one point, Omos is kind of distracting Riddle. Randy comes at him. Omos grabs Randy and just throws him by the head, and Randy just kind of rolls on the mat. He doesn't bump.
No.
He just kind of goes down and, like, rolls a couple times. It was really sad. And then Randy grabs the scooter, and then he starts, like, hitting Omos with it, and Randy looked like he was hitting him with everything he had. And Omos, as big and fucking awkward as he was like, selling it standing up. Omos never took a knee, never went down, just got the shit hit out of him with that scooter and barely sold it.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it hurt. Like, he was like later on, he looked like, shit, like Randy really fucking hit me with that. You know why he's hitting you with that? Because he wants you to sell. And you were really hurt. And you didn't sell as much as you should have, considering how hurt you were. Like, he was more hurt than he was letting on. Mm-hmm. It's like he was trying to hide the pain, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do in this situation. Omos sold that terribly. He made it look like nothing, and Randy looked like he was beating him severely with that scooter.
Yeah, and Omos, even after Randy stopped, he was still going like,
yeah, he was
like Randy was like walking away from him and like, it looked terrible. Yeah, Omos is he's still not seasoned.
No, it looked really bad, and I think Randy was really hitting him with the scooter because he knows, like, if I don't hit him hard with this thing, he's not gonna sell at all. I have to hit him hard so I get a reaction and it doesn't look like shit.
Yeah.
But I think Randy really hit him hard with that thing, and it's like a metal scooter.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some screws in there.
I'm sure Omos is bruised in his back. Like, at one point afterwards, so Randy, like, does it, and Omos gets in the ring after the match, and then Randy winds up RKOing AJ.
AJ took just everything.
AJ takes everything. He takes the Bro Derek from Riddle. He loses, takes an RKO, and then finally Randy is, like, pleased to be with Riddle, and he poses with him. Just at the end of the night, he's like, oh, I guess I'll do this behind you as you pose. Every other moment during the night, he seemed to hate being in Randy Orton's presence, or in Riddle's presence. And then at the end of the night, Randy's like, fuck it, I'll pose behind you.
You got my respect for tonight.
I got to hit Omos with a scooter. I got my rage out, so now I'm just going to pose. I got no more rage. It's just time to pose. It looked like Randy was really hitting Omos hard with that thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Omos is, like, really hurt. God damn. Good match, but, yeah. So Riddle and Randy, I guess, still feuding with AJ and Omos. It's not over. It's going to continue.
It makes sense.
Raw was not that great tonight. Not a great Raw overall. Next week, the Logan Paul thing was a highlight for sure. That was fun. But it was mostly because WWE fucked up and they didn't know how to book him. Miz and Morrison will wrestle next week one-on-one. Bobby Lashley's going to wrestle Sheamus in a non-title match. That should be good. If Sheamus wins, like, I'd like to see him and Lashley at Extreme Rules. Although I think we might be headed towards a fatal four-way for Extreme Rules, which I would like to see.
With Drew?
Drew and Damian and Sheamus and Bobby. I think that would be fun. Fatal four-way.
Big guys.
WWE title, Extreme Rules match.
A lot of table spots.
Could be fun. That's what I would do. I think Bobby and Sheamus straight up is not gonna work because Sheamus is just so newly a babyface, the crowd will have no idea where to go. You know?
They're gonna be indifferent.
Yeah, so it'll get no heat. You could try and build Sheamus over the next month as a babyface, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I think by the pay-per-view, they'll be like, halfway towards Sheamus, but not really, and the crowd might just cheer for Bobby Lashley, and that's not what you want. WWE fucks things up all the way, though, so who knows? But I think at least if you have a couple straight babyfaces in that match, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, I think that makes sense. You do Damian, Drew, Sheamus, Bobby, four-way for the WWE title at Extreme Rules. And if you really want to spice it up, make it for the WWE title and the U.S. title and see what happens.
At the same time, like, you
Same
win,
time.
you get them both?
Yeah.
Double champion?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Give Bobby both belts and, like, have him, defend the U.S. title against Damian Priest and have Damian Priest beat him for the U.S. title. Or maybe have Keith Lee beat him for the U.S. title. Because where the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Disappeared again. He was on Raw a few times. He explained where he'd been. He had, like, a heart thing, eh?
Yeah, it was a serious condition.
Yeah, it was like a heart condition, and he wasn't medically cleared to wrestle. And then he was, but maybe now he's not again. I don't know. But Keith Lee seemed to have disappeared, which
guy.
sucks. I like him.
Yeah.
Hope he's all right.
He's a good addition to the show. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's Raw.
That's Raw. Harold Schneider, you are the Super Chat leader of the night. It didn't take much. It did not take much. Very easy win for Harold, I think. Oh, Angelo bringing up a good point. Drew can't get a WWE title match as long as Bobby Lashley is a champion. That's true. That is a stipulation that I completely forgot about.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost to him that time.
Yes, so I guess Drew can't do it. So it has to be Sheamus one-on-one.
Yeah, you won't put Priest in that match, probably.
Why?
Yeah.
Unless you do Priest, Bobby one-on-one, but I don't know.
Nah.
It's too bad, because I would like to see the Fatal 4-Way there. I think that's the best match. I think Sheamus, Bobby doesn't really work. And then what do you do with Drew McIntyre? He seems to be involved in this feud.
Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of shoehorned him in there.
Right.
So, and they have to give him something.
He's done with Jinder. He's not going to wrestle Damian Priest, is he?
No. I don't know. They kind of put themselves in a bit of a corner with that stipulation where Drew can't challenge for the title.
Yeah.
Oh, Angelo.
There you go, Angelo. Dropping a super chat.
Sneaky.
He got his cap today. His cap arrived today.
Oh, good.
Good. He got his Ringside Report hat.
Yeah, they put themselves in the corner there with Drew.
Yeah, I don't know what they do with Drew now.
Yeah. No other real heels for him to feud with.
No. There's nobody.
Unless he wrestles Bobby on an odd Raw. where if he wins, he can challenge for the belt again.
Right.
And then he does.
But there's no real heels right now. Like, there's nobody really for Bobby to face. Like, that's the problem. In the main event scene on Raw, they have nobody. Because they eliminated AJ Styles and Randy Orton from the equation, and Riddle. Like, those were guys that seemed poised for the main event. Now...
And everybody else is on SmackDown.
Yeah, you have nobody as far as main eventers on Raw.
They should move Big E to Raw now.
It's too bad they've never elevated Jeff Hardy, because Jeff Hardy you could put up as a babyface against Bobby Lashley. You know, I mean, that's something. Somebody. He's a guy that's got credibility, but he's barely around.
Ricochet got squashed tonight.
They could try and elevate Morrison, have him beat The Miz, and, like, move up as a babyface in the company. He's talented,
but
he's just not that believable.
And he's pretty old at this point.
Yeah. They got to bring up some talent from NXT or something. I don't know.
But who they got left in NXT?
I mean, honestly, the one guy I want to see is Walter.
Yeah. Him and Bobby would be interesting.
Yeah. Walter as a heel or babyface works. That's what's great about him. He works both ways.
Do you think
he's so good?
That match would know what to do with him?
That match against Ilya Dragunov last night at the Takeover was better than anything at SummerSlam. It was fantastic. Such a good match. I love Walter. I'm such a fan of that guy. I wish he would be in on the main roster in WWE.
You don't think Vince would ruin him?
Oh, probably. Oh, for sure. I mean, he ruins everybody, but, you know, let's try. Let's try, you know? Because right now on Raw, there's fucking nobody. There's nobody. Like, there's nobody for Drew to wrestle because he already beat Jinder, and now maybe Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre at the pay-per-view?
Yeah, if you want to fast forward that one.
Yeah?
You know? Then maybe saving that one for Mania.
Are these Elias promos to build Elias up as some big babyface to take on Bobby Lashley?
Or heel?
Also, didn't Jackson Riker beat Elias? And now he hasn't been seen since. Remember that guy? They, like, completely stopped that guy's push. I mean, I don't care, whatever, but it's weird because he had a match with Elias that was actually pretty good. Remember that, like, musical match? They beat the shit out of each other in that match? It was good, and we haven't seen Jackson Riker since. You eliminate a guy, you kill his fucking gimmick, you make Elias disappear, and Jackson Riker also disappears. That's the problem with WWE. They never follow through. Elias is burying his old character for some reason. I don't know why, and I don't care.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's to go up against Bobby Lashley at the end of this.
He's just going to come back with a shaved head.
Yeah, maybe.
And there'll be heavy metal theme song like everybody else.
Well, this is the thing. Like, there's no main eventers, though. That's what's crazy about the WWE Raw show, is that there's nobody in their main event. You looked at their main event right now, you got a good look. I mean, you supplemented it with Goldberg over the past few weeks there, Bobby and Goldberg. Before that, you were doing Bobby and Drew, and that's all you had. Now, Goldberg's gone, and you went back to Bobby and Drew in a tag team match. You added Damian Priest and Sheamus in there, and now Sheamus is there, and he's going to wrestle Bobby next week on Raw. Is he also going to wrestle Bobby at the pay-per-view? So you got Sheamus, you got Damian Priest, who's your U.S. champion. He really should be your mid-card champion, not involved in the main event program. Drew McIntyre, who can't wrestle Bobby Lashley anymore because of that stipulation. They got nothing. They have nothing. They could have hot-shotted Karrion Kross to the main event by having him beat Jeff Hardy, beat everybody, look strong. But now it's like, well, he lost to Jeff Hardy, and he's looked strong since, but he just lost to Samoa Joe. He tapped out to Joe. No, he got pinned by Joe, Muscle Buster. I mean, it's NXT, but we did see it happen. And now he comes out with this weird mask and, like, body thing.
No, it's very Lord Tensai.
It doesn't work for Karrion Kross, man. It's like, it's not working for him either. It's crazy. WWE, when they want to do something, it doesn't work because they don't know what they're doing at this point. That's the most apparent to me. It's like, when they try, they don't succeed because they don't know what to do.
Or they try way too hard.
You can try as hard as you want, but if you don't have the fucking wherewithal to do it in the right way, it's not going to work. Like Logan Paul, they think is a babyface. That's the WWE right now. They think, well, Logan Paul will be a babyface. He's popular, right? Nope. They just don't get it. Every time they try something, it doesn't work. And meanwhile, AEW, every time they try something, they fucking hit it out of the park.
I can't wait to see what happens on Dynamite this week. CM Punk's going to be on.
Exactly.
What's he going to do?
Exactly.
And that's just one thing, you know? Like, what's Kenny going to do?
And Punk did the debut on AEW, and it was perfect. And everybody said so. Even the biggest AEW detractors were like, this is great.
Even Cornette.
Cornette was like, this is the best. Cornette.
Who hates Punk personally.
Cornette hates Punk, hates AEW, hates Tony Khan, hates everybody. I heard him say, this wasn't what I would do. This is better. And I was like, did you just say that about Tony Khan? Tony Khan did a better booking decision than what you would have done? Like, even Cornette was like, this was fucking fantastic. And WWE can't do anything right. They try and they fail.
I bet that reaction, like, I bet they had a production meeting today, and maybe someone said, hey, did anybody watch AEW? And everyone's like, no,
Yeah.
not really. It was on the background.
Yeah.
I'm sure they watched.
Even the things that you think is going to be a home run, you know, they bring back Becky Lynch, surprise at SummerSlam. People still shit on that. I think it was fine, but people still find a reason to be mad about that. They can't hit a home run that's universally accepted anymore. They can't do it. I can't remember the last time WWE has done something where the whole wrestling business has stood up and said, yes, fantastic.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, maybe. Angelo's saying SmackDown had more viewers than AEW on Friday. Yeah, I mean, that's totally different, though. I mean, SmackDown's on Fox. It's in more homes. AEW is on TNT. It's in fewer homes. But if you look at, I think, the demographic breakdown, AEW won, which is really what's more important.
And in Canada, it did really well, even though it aired an hour later.
Yeah. Yeah. SmackDown's always going to get more viewers than AEW because they're on Fox. They're just it's network TV. It's in every home. You know, TNT, it's extra, it's cable.
I remember the days when Fox wasn't in every home.
That's right.
It was a real treat to get Fox.
It's different these days. All right, everybody, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, do all the things. Angelo, you're the Super Chat leader. Show is over. I'll be back Wednesday night after Dynamite in Milwaukee. Punk will be there. Should be fun. I'll be back here with Johnny North. Support the channel. Go to merch.ringsidereport.net. Get all the things. Do all the things. All right? Yeah, Daniel Bryan's not going to WWE. Bryan Danielson's going to go to AEW. That's pretty much a slam dunk. That's happening.
Can't wait.
All right. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday.